Hello students, today we will study about third method of transfer of heat, that is radiation. You know, till time we have discussed about three methods of transfer of heat, namely conduction, convection, and today we will study about radiation. Conduction happens in solids, convection in liquids and gases, and in case of radiation no medium is required. It can happen in vacuum also. So in radiation no medium is required. It may happen in vacuum. Vacuum means empty space. Vacuum means empty space. Vacuum. This is the spelling of vacuum. Double U comes. Okay. So radiation happens in vacuum. So we have discussed that in case of conduction, solids are involved and molecules which are present in the solids, how do they transfer the energy? They vibrate and they transfer the energy. In case of convection, the molecules, they actually move. They move from their place because they get the kinetic energy. They have got the space. You know, in case of liquids and gases there is some intermolecular spaces present, so they move from their place, they change their place and they pass on the energy. So there can be easy movement of molecule in case of convection, and convection happens in gases and liquids. And in case of radiation no medium is required. It may happen in vacuum also. The transfer of energy can happen in vacuum also. So once again I am repeating, it is a process of transfer of heat in the form of waves. So heat comes in the form of wave. For example, from the sun, this is your earth, the heat energy comes. Earth is surrounded by atmosphere. So here you will see air is present, atmosphere is present, but in the space there is vacuum, no air. So how you are receiving the sun rays? By the help of radiation. Although here air is present around you, but what about the space? Vacuum is there. Even then you are getting the solar radiation in the form of waves. So the transfer of heat is happening by radiation. So this is the good example of radiation, where without any medium transfer of energy may take place. Heat energy may take place. Now moving ahead, we will see. Now this is also the good example of radiation. Here the source of heat is providing you the heat energy. Okay, so this is also the example of radiation. Or when we receive solar radiation, that is also one of the example of transfer of heat by radiation. Even if there is vacuum here, you provide a vacuum here, even then the transfer will happen. So this is example of radiation. Okay, even in the absence of air, the heat energy will be transferred. You get the warmth of the air. Okay, and if you keep your hand straight here, then you will feel it is very hot. Here warmth you will feel, but here you will feel it very hot, because then air molecules, they get heated up, they get heated up, they become lighter on heating and they move upwards. They quickly move upward. The air molecules, they quickly move upward. They attain the energy, they move upward, they become lighter and they rise. And when you keep your hand here straight upside, then you will feel very hot because of the convection. Because of the convection. You know, convection is the method of transfer of heat in case of liquids and gases. It happens in the case of liquids and gases. So here air molecules are present, they get heated up, because of this fire, and on getting heated up they will rise because they become lighter on heating. They expand, they become lighter, they rise up, and here you will feel it is much hotter. You can't keep your hand straight above it. Okay, so it is the example of convection, and sideways is the example of radiation. Don't feel that air is present here, because it may happen in vacuum also. So I hope with this single diagram you got the concept of convection as well as radiations. Now in this you will get clear idea about conduction, convection and radiation. See, this is the tripod stand and the Bunsen burner is there, and you have got one pan where water is kept and the water is boiling. Okay, so here you can see sideways radiation is there. Okay, the source of heat is heating up, sideways radiation is there. Okay, now the flame is heating this pan is solid, so conduction. Okay, this pan is getting heated because of conduction. Here the molecules of pan, they are closely packed, they cannot move, they will just vibrate, and they will vibrate and transfer the heat energy to the nearby molecule. Okay, so in case of conduction, the molecules, they don't leave their place, they just vibrate and transfer the energy. In radiation, there are no molecules. You will feel that air is present here, by how ma'am is saying there is no molecule, but even if you keep the vacuum, the sideways, the heat will be transferred by radiation. Okay, now inside water, again, if water is getting heated up, it gets heated because of convection, because convection happens in liquid and gases. So again I am repeating, conduction in solid, molecules, they do not move from their place, because in solids the molecules are closely packed, they can't move from their place, so they just vibrate and they transfer the energy. In case of convection, the molecules, they move from their place and they transfer the energy. But in case of radiation, no medium is required, it can happen in vacuum also. Here one nice diagram is there related to conduction, convection and radiation. You can see here in this diagram, nicely shown, radiation, the one picture is given here, picture number 1. Here radiation, then convection, air is moving upward, and if you keep one rod here, it gets heated. Okay, so that is by conduction. Same way here, this is conduction, this pan is getting heated up, or this handle is getting heated up because of conduction, because they are solid. Then water is getting heated up because of convection, and sideways also the source of heat, or the source of heat energy is being provided by the flame by radiations. So as a winding up statement, I must say that there are 3 ways of transfer of heat, that is conduction, convection and radiation. Conduction happen in solid, convection in case of liquid and gases, and in radiation no medium is required. Thank you.